Hello and welcome back to Better Book Reviews. Today is March 26, 2025, and we will be reviewing Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s by Tom O'Neill. This is an excellent book. In fact, Netflix has just put out a documentary with Tom O'Neill discussing how he wrote the book over 20 years. Tom was assigned the 30th anniversary piece by Premiere Magazine in 1999. This, what was supposed to be a 6-week assignment, turned into a 20-year book project. Now, it came out in 2019, but I just recently finished reading it a few months ago and have been really trying to put out a book review about this for you guys. So, to talk about the book a little bit, we can show you some pictures here that are pretty cool. There's Manson at the top, his lawyer on the other side of the prosecution, Vincent Bugliosi, who wrote the book Helter Skelter, and there's some of the family, the girls who were brainwashed from Manson. And Manson learned how to do this from Jolly West, who was basically running Project MKUltra. Jolly West started the Haight-Ashbury Free Medical Clinic and was not a good man by any means. He was also the one who brainwashed Jack Ruby into thinking he was crazy, and basically was responsible for killing him as well. I don't know if he actually shot him up with the cancer that killed Ruby, but I believe he was the man involved in killing Jack Ruby so as to cover up the JFK assassination. I wanted to review this when President Trump's life was almost taken last June, but I was only halfway through this book. So, Tom O'Neill was, let's show you a picture of, there's Sharon Tate with Jay Sebring, Roman Polanski, and company. Let's see, here's Bobby Beausoleil. And you can learn a lot more about Bobby in the documentary, which I didn't really put together. Here is Reeve Whitson, and Tom O'Neill compares, well, let's just read this caption. Reeve Whitson with his wife Ellen in the winter of 1961-62. Whitson claimed to have been at the house on Cielo Drive in the hours after the Tate murders. And here's Tom writing in Venice with his computer, and here's another picture of Tom with all of his research. Tom actually plans on putting out a sequel to this book, which I'm really looking forward to. The co-author, Dan Piepenbring, took a 2-year break and gave Tom an exit, basically a reason, some conviction to finish the book, Chaos, because Prince had just passed away and Dan was working on his biography for Prince. But Dan had to take a break to give Prince's family time to grieve and a moment to step back, and it actually gave Tom some help in finishing this book. Here's Reeve Whitson dressed as a hippie, and Mr. O'Neill compares Jolly West as being a lot more sinister, and I don't know why he compares him to Reeve Whitson, but Reeve was basically involved in this cover-up as well. And here's another book. We might have to read that one. There's Susan Atkins. And it's just a rabbit hole of information, and here's the whiteboard. I haven't been able to really read all that, but looks like a CSI. And Yeah, I highly recommend this book. It's phenomenal. And here's the infamous Jolly West, whose son wrote a book about him, and his son basically says that he was responsible for, well, you're just going to have to read the book. And if I do, we'll do a book review for you. So, what else can we tell you about this? Terry Melcher, who was Doris Day's son, was supposed to give Manson a record deal. And when Manson didn't get that deal, he wanted to go after Terry, who was living at Cielo Drive. But Terry had moved and Manson didn't know that. So if you watch the documentary, I highly recommend reading the book first. You might piece together why these murders actually happened. Some of you might want to watch the documentary and then read the book. Either way, it's a win-win. But don't just watch the documentary and don't just read the book. Another character was Rudy Altobelli, whose house this was. I believe he sold the house to Trent Reznor in 1989 when he was, broke. And here's a picture of the family in Death Valley in November 1968. So it's really good paper, and the paperback is real nice. The pages stay open when you read it, which I really like. And I really love Tom's writing style. He's an author's author. I had to look up a few words that sometimes you don't want to, but the way he story tells and presents the facts and adds sense of humor, it makes it just, which is a very tough subject, by the way. I don't want to say a fun read, but a funny, they say if you laugh, you live longer. So I highly recommend Chaos. We can read a little bit of the reviews. A page turner stacked with gobsmacking facts by Kate Nibbs of The Ringer. The discoveries that O'Neill has shared with the world about lies, suppressions, and conflicts of interest should scare the hell out of us. And that's by Sean Howe from Book Forum. And I would read the back for you, but I basically covered it. So without further ado, let's do an unboxing, shall we? Let's see. Says look inside for special offers, thrift books. Oh wow, this is a nice one. This is Emmett McLaughlin's An Inquiry into the Assassination of Abraham Lincoln. And I ordered this book after watching the Chris Pinto documentary, American Jesuits, which was phenomenal. They recommend so many different books in there. I'm on the subject of the Jesuits, who he says were responsible for Abe Lincoln's death, and actually as well as JFK's. So, we're all connected through God, and you'll find a lot of connections in Chaos with Operation Mind Control by Walter Boart, which I'm reading as well, and Operation MK Ultra, of course, which this book discusses a lot. I believe that Jolly West gave Manson the tools to learn how to manipulate, since he was, not very well read at the time and didn't know a lot, but they let him in and out of jail so many times, and they let him flee to San Francisco. And then there were a lot more people who were put to death besides, what's his name, who shot Lincoln. My mind is drawing a blank. But for those of you who know the history on the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, you know who I'm talking about. oh, what was his name? Anyway, that's why I'm going to read the book. It's a new subject for me. And I highly recommend Chaos, and we'll do another book review. John Wilkes Booth. Thank you. John Wilkes Booth was not the only one who was hung in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. In fact, only one got away. So watch the American Jesuits by Chris Pinto. Watch the Netflix documentary on Chaos. Read this book, and thank you very much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.